What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Hot Rods and Dad Bods. Feels so weird saying that. I feel like I'm like an inbred Dr. Phil or something. I don't even know. Anywho, today we got to do some things. Now, off camera, I've done a couple of the boring things. There's a lot of boring things when it comes to building these cars. Things that I just don't think anybody'd be interested in. One of them, wiring. Wiring sucks. It's not fun. But if you do it correctly, everything works, and you just don't see a whole lot of it. That's obviously the plan with any of these. I've gotten the trunk done. It's wired, and so the tail lights, the fuel gauge, all that stuff's wired in. Fuse box is mounted. These wires are ran through here, and they will terminate in their specific area for sensors and the starter and the alternator and all that jazz. But I'm not going to do any of it on camera. I've also went around the bottom side and the floorboard and the trunk with a wire wheel. I've created enough rust dust to probably kill a dinosaur. There was a lot. And my sinuses are not happy. I should have worn my mask. I hear you guys. I'm just stupid. Sorry. But I'll throw in a little picture of those in here while we're talking. They turned out awesome. I cleaned them up, put chassis saver on them. In the trunk, I did splatter paint. It just looks cool when it's done. So, got all that done. It's preserved. And I think that's about all I've done. I did mount one of the wheels to see how they're going to look on here. I really like them. Old cars and new wheels. Cool shit. So, anywho, today, I got my pink coffee cup. It's my favorite coffee cup, and it's pink. Yeah, that makes me badass, so shut up. The dash in this thing needs to be cleared. These old cars, they have metal dashes. They patina just like the outside of the car, and it looks really cool. So, I want to get some clear coat over top of that. But I was thinking to myself, something cool has to happen here. And, you can put your own little personal touches on things. And I think that the dash is a good spot for that. But let me start with, this car has been referred to as Capone now. So, I guess that's its name. It just kind of happened. Why? Because it's sick and it's gangster and looks like it has syphilis. Yeah, Capone fits perfect. We'll take it. With that being said, we gotta get some sort of Capone stuff on the dash. So I talked to my buddy James from Soul Snatcher Portraits. I think that's what he called it. And he said that he'll come over and draw a little, outline of Capone's face on the dash and put a quote in there from him. Stuff like that. Just cool stuff that makes the car one-off. Those little touches, it's very unlikely you'll ever see that again in another car. So, that's cool. Ain't it? Anyways, we'll have him come over and we'll get that done. And then I'll clear over. I'll put a time lapse of it in. This guy is talented. He really is. He does all my drawings of my cars and what have you. Actually, I'll show you. So, this is when James first started doing drawings. This is my Cobra at MCR, the best track in the world. And if you don't think so, you fight me. Anywho, that's the first drawing I ever got from him. I want to show how far this dude has came. Nonetheless, very cool drawing. I was honestly so impressed by this when he gave it to me. I don't even think I really knew James back at this time. But he gave me this and it was awesome, right? There it is. I think you can see it. Cool drawing. So, this is the last one that he drew of the Cobra before I got rid of it. Look how far he's came. This is crazy. This is talent. It's like looking at a picture of that car. I had to show this stuff. The progression of this artist is insane. So keep it up, James. You're kicking ass. I love this drawing. I love all the drawings that he does for me. But I wanted to show you guys how far this dude's came. And that's a perfect example of it. That right there is an amazing picture, or an amazing drawing. And if any of you guys want to get something like that done in your car, I have one of these done of every car I own, or have owned. And, dude, he's good. They're awesome. They're awesome to have. My man cave is literally. I bet you I have 20 of these. Get a hold of them. I'll put a link to his one of his socials in the description of this. All right. So James is going to come over and do the dash. Then I'll clear coat over top of it. Like I said, I'll put a time lapse in there of him doing the dash. It's cool watching him do what he does. He's awesome at what he does, and you guys will see. So, after that, I have to get everything mounted in this car to run the wiring. Ideally, like I said, with the wiring, I want it to be in there, and I want it to basically be invisible. The best way to do that is get everything mounted, and then run your wiring to it, cut the fit, hide it where you can hide it. So, I have to get my radiator mounted. Now, this becomes a big project here. Because of the turbo deal, the radiator can't go where it's supposed to go. The original plan was I was going to mount the radiator out back. I was going to do a rear mount. I've done it a lot in the past. I forgot that there's a brand new gas tank in this with a sniper. It's like the Holley Sniper fuel pump setup deal. Just a really nice piece that one of the other people who had owned this had put in at one point. I think it was Justin, to be honest. And I don't want to get rid of that. I think that was a really good move to put that back there. So, we have to mount this radiator up front. Now, to begin with, this radiator is too big for this car. We're jamming 5 pounds of shit into a 2-pound bag. So, that's not going to stop us. So, just because it's too big doesn't mean we're not going to mount it. It's going in there. It's going. So, my plan here is, close your ears, boomers. We're taking a cutting wheel to this old girl. We're cutting out the front, I don't know what you'd call that there, the front fascia deal. And we're going to lower the radiator down. I'd like to see it go 3 inches. We'll lower it down. We'll build some brackets off the frame for it to set in. And then we'll be able to, continue with wiring, because the radiator is where it's supposed to be. The wiring can be where it's supposed to be. We're not going to be able to weld in this one. I'm out of argon. And I also don't have the tubing. I'm going to actually take the inlet and outlet on the radiator and buy some tubing and run hard piping for them. And then connect them. Just to get them where they're going. Now, I'm not going to run all hard piping, but I am going to run hard piping to them. Put some AN fittings on them. This water pump that I have on the car, you can reverse the outlet. You can put it on the other side. So I have a whole bunch of options here. But the first step to this is obviously getting this radiator in the car. So obviously, we're going to start the day with the dash. James will be here any minute. We'll get him set up and we'll do a time lapse. And after that, we'll jump into this radiator deal. And I'll show you guys how not to treat a classic car. So, let's go. Dude, how cool did that turn out? Now the dash went from looking like a raggedy old shitbox dash to being smooth and shiny and having Al Capone on it. Come on! He wrapped this John up quick. This is nice. All right. So here we are with our radiator situation. As you can see, this is where we need it to be. But we need it to go down, roughly a couple inches. I'm not worrying about where the inlets and outlets are right now because no matter where they land, that's how I'm going to make it work. But how I'm going to start is by drawing a line. You skinny people have it easy. Us fat guys, it's hard for us to get in here to do stuff like this. Skinny people, your whole ass body can get down there. This shit's crazy. It's hard out here for a fat dude. All right. Now my marker is about as reliable as a DSM with a boost controller. So, I don't know. It'll give us a little bit of an idea though. That should be. Notice how now that I moved my radiator, the line that I drew is worth nothing. So, no, I'm just kidding. What I'm going to do is actually cut all the way across there. So, I was going to have to move it up no matter what. I'm actually just making an excuse to make it sound like I know what I'm doing. Whatever. Now, we cut. We're done with that part. Radiator's in. Lucked out big time. That doesn't usually go like that. Usually you're chopping, beating, cussing, throwing shit all over the place and just to get something fitted and some brackets made up. Me? Well, I'm a Picasso with the cutting wheel. First try, slammed it in there. It's the whole plan. I knew everything was down. No, I'm just kidding. It just went good. The hard part comes, probably in the next video or the video afterwards, and that's going to be of getting these to be in the right spot, the inlets and outlets. We got to cut them off, weld them. They're going to look wild when we're putting it together. But it's what has to be done to make it right. So, I'm just running out of time today, 100%. The last video I talked about my friend passing away in an accident. Well, I wanted to get this car done for his celebration of life, which I thought was November 12th. And I'm a complete fat dummy. It's not November 12th. It's actually 3 hours from now. So, not going to meet that goal. Unfortunately, that really sucks. That really sucks. Like, I genuinely wanted to have this done to bring to that. I haven't really explained it, but my friend Cody, he passed away in an accident a couple weeks back. Cody was right at the center of our friend group of car guys. I'd say there's probably 20 of us, 30 of us that are pretty solid friends and talk regularly and hang out and blah, blah, blah. And Cody was one of those guys. And a lot of us have been friends for a long time. And Cody was one of those ones. I think I personally have known Cody for 15 years. I met him back when I was into Evos and Hondas and stuff like that, and he was a funny guy, and that just kept us together. We both kind of had the same personality, joking about things that probably shouldn't be joked about. You know what I'm talking about. You guys do it too. Don't judge me. Cody was genuinely the type of person that he could have got his car done that day, and if yours was broke and he had the part that you needed, I'm telling you now, he'd give it to you just to get you back going. He's just that guy. And unfortunately, you know, like I said, we all lost him. And I know a celebration of life is supposed to be we're supposed to be remembering the happy times, but it's hard. It is hard. Yeah, it's real hard. I mean, if you look at it for what it's worth, a celebration of life is also one of the last times that you and all your buddies are going to be basically feeling like you're with them. Just is what it is. You know, don't take friendships for granted. You know, if you have friends that you don't talk to on a normal basis, message them. Tell them you appreciate them. Tell them that you know, your friendship or their friendship is valued. And, you know, because one day shit's going to hit the fan, and you just might not be able to do that. And it'll make a lot more sense then. So I'm going to quit getting into my feelings because I'm big tough guy. You know what I mean? We don't do that. But yeah, we are done messing with the Belair. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Celebration of Life. I'm going to bring my camera with me for the cars. Some cars, not the actual celebration. But I want to show some of my friends' cars. And why not show the ones that are able to bring their cars there to celebrate my friend? You know what I mean? So I know a lot about these cars. This isn't something normally I do at like a car show or something like that, just because, you know, you don't know about the cars. These cars, every car that's there, I'm gonna know about it. We're a close-knit group. So I'll show you some of the cars, tell you some things about them, and if we get lucky, we might even get to see the first car on 428-10.5s. We'll see what happens. But that's how I'm going to end the video. I'll end the video with the cars. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you're not subscribed, just hit the damn button. If you are subscribed, go grab your wife's thing and subscribe too. Come on. If we get like 70 million subscribers, we could probably like put good heads on this car or something cool like that. You know what I mean? How of a broke fat dude gets some cheddar? Damn. See you guys. All right. So this is Justin Z06. Justin is awesome. Let me tell you about the first time I met Justin. I was in my Coyote Mustang. He was in a Camaro. He asked if I wanted to race a bolt-on catfish Camaro. I said, yeah. He pulls up with a Camaro with an 80mm turbo hanging off the front of it. Thing's chopping like a truck from Texas. Scammer. Okay? Trying to screw me, catfish the hell out of me. But this is Justin Z06. He's always talked about wanting one since his dad had one when he was younger. His dad's no longer around, and he finally got one, and this thing is beautiful. If you don't like Z06s, man, your parents are probably not proud of you. Here we have a split bumper Camaro, and it is owned by my buddy Cody's dad, Kevin. This car, not only, this could just be a regular split bumper Camaro and it'd be cool, but to make it even more cool, this is a split bumper Camaro shell that has been put onto a C5 Corvette chassis. As the story goes, the guy that used to own the C5, he put like 7 miles on it and ditched it out, and then Kevin got it. And they fixed it up and put this body on top of it, and it turned out awesome. This car has been around for a long time. I don't know how long ago they completed it, but it's been a long time. I can remember this car from way back. Just absolutely cool. I mean, I don't know. I'm a sucker for a good body swap. So, I don't know. But, yeah, it goes right here. You can see the interior is still C5. That's all. All right. And here is my buddy Derek's WS6. A car doesn't get much more timeless than a WS6. These cars are like, you don't have to do a lot to them to make them look amazing. As you can see, this one's obviously lowered a little bit and on some welds. And I mean, like, these things should have just came from the factory like this. These cars, it's crazy how much money these things are getting to be worth. I remember back when I was younger, you could buy these cars for, you get a WS6 for like 10 grand. And nowadays, whew, good luck. Good luck. But beautiful car. It's so tasteful. It's got the pewter paint job with the WS6 stripes and all that jazz. I mean, I don't know. I'm a sucker for these cars. WS6s are amazing, amazing machines. So good job, Derek. You got this one looking really clean. All right. Here is my buddy Coben's G8. He actually has a YouTube channel. I think it's Devico Broformance. Yeah, but this is his G8. Its thing is awesome, and there's a little twist on it. A little twisty. Coben is not your run-of-the-mill dude, and he doesn't like run-of-the-mill shit. So, as you're going to see here in about 5 seconds, this thing is not run-of-the-mill. This is not your normal G8. What makes it cool? That 2JZ, baby! No shit! So, he 2JZ swapped it. It's got a big old turbo. All the cool stuff. Probably makes 1 million horsepower. Who knows? But no, this is an awesome car. If you can literally say that you don't like a 2JZ in anything, holy crap, man. I don't know. I'm not even going to say what I think about that. But good job, Coben. This car is really cool. This was actually a recent build, too. He just did it this winter. This dude builds cars in 3 days, so go check him out. I'll put a link to his stuff in the description. All right, the last car I'm going to show is Cody's. This is Cody's CTS-V. Wasn't able to be there with us, but it was his pride and joy. This car saw a couple different forms. I mean, I remember one of the last times I seen this thing in his garage, it had a Steve Morris intake on it. I was blown away. That intake was worth more than my net worth. But this car was awesome. It made big power. Just a cool car. He coined it the Dad Vet. And that's exactly what it was. I mean, this was one of those cars that you could roll up on with a 1,000 horsepower car and get shellapped. I mean, this thing was bad as hell, and I'm gonna miss seeing it ripping up and down the road and doing cool stuff. Just an awesome car. You can't beat a pearl white Cadillac. I mean, come on.